authorities have found the perfect spot for a sit-down protest against waste management. Or perhaps it is the city authorities' way of saying, Happy Independence Day, enjoy the sights and smell. Right here, we confronted a man who had just finished defecating on this hallowed ground. So why were you defecating here?
Through the defecating is that low land, they've been shitting there for a long time. And it was like Bola, the rubbish dump. Some people are shitting in this water. But me, I know that some are using it to wash. I will not do that.
Why were you defecating?
Defecating here, if you are defecating here, those who are living around here, they will not call it to be a crime because it's a low land. And very soon, you will see people who can bring this in. It was even deep down. Because of the rubbish dam, you see that it is filling.
Do you think it's bad, especially because this place is very close to the Independence Square, and just right behind the walls of the Independence Square, you are defecating? You don't think it's wrong?
I know that it's wrong, but here like this, it's very, very wrong. I know that here too is not right. In case they are to do here, clear here, no, it's not right. Yeah. But the way it was bush, if you are here, no one will call it to be a crime. Okay. That's why we are shitting there. So that's why we are defecating there. But here, if you see a person shitting here, you will know that person is not normal.
For citizens who come here, it is to celebrate our nation's freedom. But what about our freedom from this mess? Perhaps city authorities want to give tourists and patrons a 360 independence celebration. After watching the display and exhibition of our culture and all that we stand for at the Black Star Square, you can come here for a part 2. This time, a filth exhibition. Chata Winfred Annan is a resident.
Immediately when they removed the presidency from the Osu Castle to the Jubilee House, that is fine. Immediately they could have brought the national security people to the Osu Castle so that they can keep this place clean. But now, see, if you see the rubbish and where the people go to toilet here, it's very bad. There's nothing going on here. They said nobody should come to the beach. And people are going to private all over. If you turn and look at where the rubbish are, you see everything. So for me, it's terrible. Where the Independence Square is and where they go to private, it's not good. And so they're supposed to do something about it. And so if you look at the Asomdwe Park and where the people are going to the private, my man, the big EDSA should do something about it.
Let's celebrate independence in every sense of the word, from freedom to cleanliness. Join us in our mission to turn this filth exhibition into a showcase of cleanliness and pride. Maxwell Agbagba for Joy News.
Pile of rubbish, mostly plastic, has been producing stench in the community for months. Benjamin Doatiso has lived in the community for 26 years. Tells me a container supposed to be for the collection of their rubbish has been taken away by the assembly.
This is how they take care of their rubbish. This is how they normally dump it here. When the caretaker is not around, those around, they snitch. And they will come and dump the rubbish here. They are using this castle as a tourist center. And when the visitors came and they see this rubbish around, let me say, it's not good for the castle.
The gutters are also choked with plastic waste and layers of silt. A teenager popularly known as Ken Bola has abandoned the duty of desilting it because he is not paid for his services.
We empty the gutters here. We were brought from Labadi to Osu. However, we are not paid well, so we decided not to work today. But our leaders have spoken to us, so we will start soon.
You go to the beach side where my house is, you come to the beach, it's the same refuse, but by the time you talk to people, every community, the villagers at the water side, they shit at the water.
Even Ali Mohammed, who was just moved into the neighborhood from Cameroon, is very upset. He wonders why leadership has neglected its responsibility to keep the city clean.
Well, they have Congress people, they have statements, they have people that work for the government that are around here. I think these people should be more responsible. You understand me? They vote them, they vote these people have to go and vote people, that these people should represent them in the parliament. These people should be more responsible. It shouldn't be young people should be calling on their... Everybody, me and you standing right here, that is a spoon, you didn't pick it. You are a Ghanaian, you are standing on Ghanaian soil, you are responsible, you are a human Ghanaian in a human soil, that is a refuse, that is refuse on your left leg. Your responsibility should have picked that, and I should have picked that, and he had picked that, then you didn't find that.
Community leader Ni Adokweino recognizes the importance of addressing the problem. He tells me there are some measures being put in place to address it.
Formerly, there was a dustbin from the municipal. The people come outside to dump inside. It is meant for the drain, you see. The people come in late in the night and then dump it there. And that gives the government another problem. Instead of paying to this thing. Now, it seems today or tomorrow they are going to Jamestown over there. And then Choco and mobilize them to, they will do everything, inaugurate everything there. So there will be a group at every electoral area who will be cleaning the areas. They will give them tools also for our see, and then some small incentives will come in so that they...
Nestled between Nima and Newtown, with a particular focus on the settlements adjacent to the residence of President Akufo-Addo, human dignity collides with desperation. This is the Aladuna community, where approximately 500 people call an open gutter their makeshift waste disposal site. For Amagbeto, a resident of 2 decades, it's a daily reminder of their struggles with waste management and the stinging neglect by government. He speaks of an absence of proper waste management infrastructure with a heavy heart.
Everybody put rubbish in the gutter. Even I'm fighting with people here. They come and shit here all the time. Every night they came and put over the nafojira fia shai. Alaba enye nuika edenafu enyo na nwa. Tamaro na dogo na po ma taga no. When you watch the forward there, you can watch it there. The Kayayo people, they always come there over Nafmasan and the other side. Nova New Katao Kocho Malatai. Their pampers, their everything, they dump it to the gutter there. They don't have any place to dump it. So they just put it inside. So for me to the Kukuna government, Ado Agbina Miap Nunola Badi, the area man no be no saver, no jagbagba. But what Belonu Akona Amoyokata area. Umaga Globo Yoho Galo Sio. Nobo Yoho Galo Shia, a fudege.
But it's not just the stench of refuse that hangs heavy in the air. Across recurring floods, a menacing spectre threatened to wash away what little semblance of stability they cling to. As the rains draw near, one can almost feel the collective anxiety gripping the community, a community already scarred by the memory of the devastating June 3rd flood disaster.
June 3rd kwampomi wo me dem. June 3rd a nsuo toye no enya asem ketwa me mane nyina ye fridge e bibia seye ifi kwa me nana flower krampo wato de ebru machine edwuma no eno so seye June 3rd ye line wo ye dem sese a aban bia meboa ye obibie mu nti nsuo to de enye izekura wa ha sei etumi yiri saa na abaye dem wo ne nyina ne abobo ye nyama ebi wa na ye de ye ma tututu fridge no so gota no ye tu nsuo gum ye tu bola sugum ide no kra de meka ese bola bie ni ase container bie ni ha bola kan be fa ase nti ye den ne yesesa ye bola ye de begun sanka bola ka ba ye de begu bola kanim ese bola ka bia ma nti ye de begu gotem ebi wa ye begu payment no so ne ya hye ye hye ya ne ya pregu gotenim me ne aban na eben aban Otimi Winia, Mimi to downstairs, Abansu to downstairs, Meneni Shebang, if I say Makwa Baha, it's a bang to me, a baby, no Waja had to one money, and that me say, on Gia.
Living so precariously close to the gutter, with no proper waste management system in sight, Ejewe's voice trembled as she recalled the horrors endured. Dosu, another resident here at Aladuna, his tone tinged with frustration and righteous anger, joined in the conversation to demand government to give them some answers. Where are the funds allocated for the sanitation initiatives? Because they haven't seen any.
Ebi anso yi wa hasa June 4 June 3 ja nso ni nyina ye bre ha ye gota ha kra ye de toilet enje so mo bo hwe mo kro apombo mo se toilet edemu ara national toilet o abani de se mi si mbeka be bi kire no kra bo ye that's the number one ye because ye bre bia mo fa ye bre ya kan Adum TV.
President Akufo-Addo's pledge to transform Accra into Africa's cleanest city by 2020, later extended by former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapa to 2024, now stands as a stark reminder of unfulfilled promises, as slogans like Year of Sanitation, Keeping Ghana Clean agenda, and making Accra the cleanest city fade into obscurity. The reality of filth encroaching upon the cityscape becomes even more glaring. But it's not just about cleaning streets or clearing drains. It's about restoring dignity, reclaiming hope, and honoring the humanity of every individual who calls this Aladuna community home. It's time to hold our leaders accountable and demand tangible action to address the sanitation crisis plaguing our communities. For Joy News, I'm Sweetie Abochi.
And that, of course, is our filth exhibition, even in close proximity to the Jubilee House. That makes for very interesting viewing. But that was part of our filth exhibition. Let's come into the studio now, because there's a lot more to talk about in respect of filth and what the hazards are in respect of same. Our team in-house, led by Isaac Kofi-Adjei, has been putting together some work, some data on another troubling aspect of this open defecation. But Kofi, welcome aboard the AM show.
Ben, I mean, you can't really talk about sanitation in Ghana, proper sanitation, without addressing the issue of open defecation. So just like you said, we've been doing some work on the data released by the Ghana Statistical Service, and we've been trying to, get a picture of the national outlook and see the magnitude of the problem that we have in terms of open defecation. So you can see on your screens right now. I'll just start with the UN's estimate that about 18% of Ghanaians actually practice open defecation. We are talking about more than 5 million.
Almost one in every 5.
Absolutely. We
are almost 1 in 5.
Yes. So we are talking about more than 5 million Ghanaians actually practicing open defecation. So when we looked at the data yesterday, trying to find answers and trying to find how widespread the issue is, we saw that there are currently 5.9 residential structures scattered across the length and breadth of the country. And if you look at the households with toilet facilities, 3.4 million households without toilet facilities, 3.4 million. And then the household without toilet facilities but practicing open defecation, we could count 1.47 million. In fact, that gives you the number of open defecation points that you can actually locate across the length and breadth of the country. If we do a more disaggregation of the figure, you see that in bushes and open fields, gutters, we are talking about 1.3 million spots not even a population, we're talking about points that you can find.
Almost 1.4 million.
Almost 1.4 million.
1.38, that's almost 1.4 million.
Yes, so it means that you can count more than 1.3 million, places in terms of bushes and then gutters that open defecation is actually practiced. At the beaches, more than almost, let me say just above 61,000 spots. Polythene bags, 17,000. Chamber pots, close to 19,000. And the total gives you the almost 1.5 million open defecation point that we've been talking about. The next slide that shows you the disaggregation at the district level. So we try to do more or less like a district league table to see the top 10 districts across the length and breadth of the country.
And this is an ignominious list. You don't want to be on this list.
Well, you don't want to be on it, but definitely when we do our ranking, we definitely have to put someone first and someone last. So in terms of the top 10 districts where open defecation is practiced, the Nanumba North municipality is leading with more than 25,000 spots. Tamale metropolitan area, yesterday I learned a lot about this area and how this is a major canker there, more than close to 24,000.
Cosmopolitan. It's a metropolis.
So you can actually have close to 24,000 open defecation points.
But it also tells you about how densely populated Tamale is and everything in between. So that also creates problems of congestion. And if you don't have the right facilities, people, this is a natural process that people go through. People will eat, and when they eat and drink,
definitely they have
the other natural processes will happen. And if they have to find a way of, excreting or letting out this bad matter. Unfortunately.
Well, there's also Gushegu, but if you look at the top 10, about 8 of them are all in the northern part of the country.
And that is a worrying picture I was going to allude to.
Yes, you can actually find just one in the Volta region, Ketu South,
Municipal.
And then you can find Ningo Pram in the Greater Accra region.
Sam George isn't going to be happy about this.
So Ningo Pram has more than, close to 19,000 open defecation points. And if you do the disaggregation, you realize that it is more pronounced across the beaches of Ningo Pram. And if you do the ranking in terms of Greater Accra, you see that it is very pronounced in the Ningo Pram district area. Let's see the next slide that talks about the top 10 in terms of the beaches. Because, the report that Maxwell filed was about the beaches. So we try to understand the situation at the beaches. So at the beaches, you find the Infantiman Municipal Assembly having more than 5,000 open defecation points.
Wow.
Jomoro follows with close to 4,000. Ketu South again is here. Shama, there is Gomoa West, there is Abras Asebu, Kwamankese, 2.7K. Ahanta West, 2.7K as well. Adan West, Ekumfi, and then the Wutu Senya, all featuring in the top.
It also
10.
tells you that in Ketu South, the beaches are major part of the problem, which is why they represent on both of these lists, which means that if you're able to deal with the situation at the beaches, you probably would be able to bring some sort of a decline.
Significant.
Those points.
Very significant number. Let's look at maybe the last one, if there is. Okay. So that is the beaches. But if you do, yes. This is actually Greater Accra. Greater Accra, Adan West is leading, 2.4K. Adan East, so there's Adan West, Adan East. Combined, they have more than 4,000 open defecation points across that place. TMA, which is the metropolitan area, 2,000. There's TMA East, 1.9K. Ningo Pram again is featuring here with 1.5K defecation points. If you're looking at it on the Greater Accra scale, Lejukuku, around the Teshi areas, 1.2. Epong Kantamanso is around 1.1. Then we can talk about Wejagbawe, Ga West area, and then AMA, where we are 227. Yesterday we spoke about the is it Kole Klote or Kote Klote? I always confused.
It's one of them.
Yes, where you find that area alone more than 2,000 open defecation points in that.
I'll tell you of something interesting that we are yet to. Yesterday, when Maxwell Agbagba went to the the Independence Square area. He actually found someone there engaging in open defecation.
And the person said that place is, low grounds.
And the person's explanation was that, he was a passerby. And,
yes, and he was.
And there was, but you see, someone also said to me, if the grass hadn't been left to grow as high, maybe someone wouldn't be
absolutely.
Tempted. But I feel, when you get to the point where people do this at such a place, then it tells you that we've completely lost it.
Freedom.
Because look, even as we talk about our filth exhibition, in the environs of the Jubilee House, there was a time when many years ago, I remember, right behind the Jubilee House, there was a heap of rubbish. And in the close proximity to it, people can, I don't know.
And it's a widespread situation, especially along the beaches. It's not just open defecation, but also the fact that it is even being estimated that in some years to come, we'll have more plastics in the sea than even fish. So, it's a big problem that we have to deal with. We are all talking about climate change and all, what have you. In our own small ways, this is how we contribute to that magnitude of problem that we've been talking about, which has affected our cocoa and so many things. So it's actually a big deal. And the faster we look at this, the better it becomes for us as a country and also as a world as a whole. We'll be doing more rankings and then disaggregation of the data, trying to also, delve more into the sanitation, the dumping, refuse dams across the country. So we'll be bringing you very interesting data and then also doing some district rankings. So there will be a league table. Be sure to check it out on my Jaw Online and see which district is leading in terms of open defecation and then also dumping of refuse, Ben.
Interesting perspective. Something else maybe we should be looking at, because I've followed it for a long time, how much we spend as a government every year
on sanitation,
on dealing with open defecation alone. If you look at the data, UN and other data, and how much we are losing to open defecation. Because open defecation comes with health consequences, and health consequences come with cost and pressure on our health systems. But I'd like to find out from you out there, what is the sanitation situation in your neighborhood, in your community, wherever you may be? We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call, 0302-211-692. I believe today is the second number we're using, 0302-211-692. Give us a call and let us know what the sanitation situation is in your community, in your neighborhood, where you live. And if at some point you have videos and stuff for us, we may channel that to the appropriate quarters so that we can actually have such evidence from where you are. And so that's what we're looking at now. I just called our number 0302-211-692, 0302-211-692. And as we continue with our filth exhibition, it's certain that a lot more will come up. It also points to the promise of Mr. President by the end of
2020. We missed that target.
Yeah.
We gave ourselves
Accra will be the cleanest city in Africa.
4 more years, and we are almost first quarter of the year. And I don't know, per our assessments, whether we will agree that we are becoming the cleanest city in Africa or whatever.
I think we've retrogressed. I think the Greater Accra Regional Minister then, and of course the new nominations haven't gone through yet, through Parliament. So yes, still acting sort of. He started well, the Agbugloshi and other areas and everything in between. But then I think it died down. It quickly died down. I think there was political pressure and all of that, and more hiring and all of that. But I don't know. I feel we have retrogressed when it comes to cleanliness. When I go around Accra, and another menace that maybe we should be looking at, cows, cattle, and the rest on major streets. Yeah. Major streets. And some of them will defecate and everything. It's just a cause for worry. But let me bring in Baba. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Where are you calling from, Baba?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Baba. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bupe.
Bupe, right. What story would you like to share with us?
The story I want to share with you is, please, you people to try and tell the government to stop lying for us. You should stop the lies. We are tired of lying. We don't have lies. Everything has been spoiled in the country, but everybody is afraid to talk. When you talk, you are going to face problems. So everybody is afraid. But look at what's happening in Ghana now. Everything is going wrong, and nobody can talk. Everybody is afraid. Why? Look at Senegal. See what they have done now. They bring young guys to come and save them. We should forget about this old man, Master. Everybody has finished his life, Master, and think about ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, but let's not engage in ageism. I do support what Senegal has done with 44-year-old Bassirou, but let's not say that the old people can't do anything. They still have something to offer. We have Mami from Tamale. Hello, good morning, Mami.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you? I hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm fine.
What are your thoughts for us? I'm okay. As we say here, we are managing.
When it comes to this cleaner situation, we can't even improve in the next coming 10 years. I don't think so.
How so? Why?
Because if you come to Tamale, in the constituency of Honorable Alassane Soyine, Tamale North constituency, there is one big gutter that they started constructing. They were putting concrete. They started constructing it around 2019. Up to date, it's not yet done. And no one has been talking about it. The assemblyman has been quiet. Those youth people in that community, they can't even talk because they will be there saying that you are a member of the opposition party, which is NDC. I don't understand why these our leaders are now comparing this situation to JGM time. No, they are all different things to get out. Let's talk about present and how to develop our country, but not. I saw one video on Instagram last night, and they were talking to Dr. Matthew Woboko Prempe, and he was like, this regime is better than, is 10 times better than JGM. You know, we are facing a lot of difficulties now. Instead of accept your fault and we are there comparing it to JGM stuff.
Right, Mami, thank you for your thoughts. We have another caller from Tamale. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. It appears we lost that caller. You can also call through and share your thoughts. 0302-211-692. 0302-211-692. Kofi? But in terms of sanitation, I don't know, because even as we talk about establishment and everything, how about we ourselves?
The attitude, right? I mean,
the typical Ghanaian attitude, dropping things here and there, disposing of things where they should not be disposed of.
I think 2 years ago, the president spoke about this, and he said that he will not continue to waste, or let me not even use the word waste, or spend huge sums of monies to dredge the Odo and other, when we ourselves have not decided to change our attitude. Just imagine the number of times that we have to dredge the Odo and other, major...
And the cost of it.
Exactly. And how we continue to do it each year, and each of the years, they go back to the levels that they were, or they even get worse. I mean, that boils down to attitude, just like the president said. So we ourselves as Ghanaians, we're also liable. Yeah, a cleaner Accra and all of that. But what are we doing ourselves about the whole situation?
What are we doing? Let me ask Razak from Tamale. Razak, good morning. Hello, Razak.
Good morning. Good morning.
Right. I know you're going to be telling me about your situation, but if I asked you, what are you doing to make the situation better, what would you tell me?
Okay. What I would say is we try our best to clean our frontages and get to dump it at the right places rather than the indiscriminate dumping of rubbish around our communities.
Right. Well, kudos to you for
my
that.
problem is with the same Tamale North constituency, the MPP parliamentary candidate there has gone to gather rubbish from another area to come to dump it in another area when there's a designated place where he can go and dump those rubbish. Right now,
hold it. You say the MPP's parliamentary candidate.
Parliamentary candidate.
Right. Who is this person? But wait. We don't have any evidence of what you're saying. We cannot guarantee.
I'll send you pictures. I'll send you pictures of.
No, but when I say evidence, do you have evidence of the person collecting rubbish from one point and dumping it there?
There was a tipper truck with his pictures branded on the tipper truck, dumping the rubbish there. Anybody around
which part of Tamale is this? Which part of Tamale North
constituency?
Which part of Tamale North?
Kanveli Paumo.
I see.
It's just a new constructed road. It's not even up to 3 months now. Then they started dumping rubbish there. The whole place is a mess. If you go and see the place. If place at Star where you can go and dump the rubbish there.
If that is the situation, are you resident in that community?
Yes, I'm a resident of
Where have you reported this?
I just saw it yesterday, so I think we have to take it to the assemblies or the district assembly to let them come and see what is happening.
The Tamale Metropolitan Assembly should know about this. The district assembly should get in. Your member of parliament should know about it and be working on it.
Yes.
But Razak, thank you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. We are grateful. You see, I was talking about we ourselves too. So here, the allegation is that this person facilitated this for whatever reason, and we don't have all the evidence. That's why I was saying that we would have to wait to get that. But if it turned out to be true, that would be quite a concern, wouldn't it?
I'm just looking at the motive behind it. Why will, a candidate or an MPP candidate or aspiring to be an MP decide to go and, get refuse dump and come and heap them at a place? I don't know the motive behind it, but I'm just praying that it's not as it is. But if it is, just like you said, it's a big deal, and then the motive must be assessed. And then also, just like you said, as citizens, what are we doing about it? When he saw this, did he report it? If not today that he's saying it on TV or he's making these accusations or allegations, has he reported it to any of the authorities to deal with it or to look closely at the situation and then find the perpetrators? He should report it, just like you said, and that's how we should deal with such situations.
Well, we will continue with our filth exhibition and show you just how clean, and now I am speaking ironically, we are. If you go to many of our neighborhoods, even plush areas of town, you would see heaps of rubbish. You don't want to, I remember going to Shukura some time back and shooting from there. You go to Agbogulushi back then and even now. And it's, how can we do this? To the point where even some cattle would be feeding on, plastic materials and others. What are you going to consume when you slaughter that animal? So we forget that all these things we're doing will come back to bite us. There will be health consequences, among others. We're still open to your calls, 0302-211-692, and not just on this specific beat, because we are also getting ready. We are winding down on the show. Other surrounding matters of concern to you, you can call and let us know what your thoughts are. The number 0302-211-692, 0302-211-692. Ransford is on the line calling from right here in Accra. Ransford, good morning. I believe we've lost Ransford on the line. Ransford, if you can hear me, do try to call again. Let's get your thoughts. The number, I repeat, 0302-211-692. 0302-211-692. Let's know what is on your mind. And if you have solutions as well, how you feel we can resolve this, let us know. Maybe you're an expert in this field. You could share your thoughts with us. Who knows? That leader could be listening, and that could be the change. There's also, is it Ransford from Takoradi?
Raphael.
Ralph, okay, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Senior. How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm also fine. This morning, you spoiled my breakfast, pal.
Is it because of the scenes we showed?
Yes.
We apologize for that.
Yeah, I want to share my opinion or the contribution. One of the challenge that we have now is the timely evacuation of the refuse container in certain metropolis. You know, in some places, when the container is full, the person in charge return the kit, those who are coming to dump the refuse. He told them that he cannot take the refuse and put it in the area, so they have to return the rubbish back to their homes. So the challenge now is the timely evacuation of the refuse container in certain metropolis.
Right.
Secondly, I think that, you know, the paid storage in the community, I think it should be free, because things that sometimes you ask certain kids that why are you defecating in the certain the bushes? They say they don't have money, and I mean, in a way they may be right, because their parents are not there. Because if it happens that when they go to those paid toilets and it is free, those kids who litter around or defecate around the bushes, they will go there and eat themselves freely.
But there are different sides to this. You know, if you say that, how will the outfits, those public toilets, how will they be maintained, for example, and who will take the tab of that? And I also know that some of them are not public, some of them are private. So there are different dynamics to look at.
Yes, but the public one is more than the private one. The private one are just you. And senior, you know something? How much does it cost for a government to sponsor to intervene or to subsidize those payments? I mean, this is a peanut. When you consider the money that, is being spent by the government, this is just a peanut. And this is the sanitation, your health. And it's your health, my health, because those places, everybody can go there at any point in time, and when there is a disease, will be affected. So it should be, a national, something that we should all be concerned. Not to say, only this community, Choco, Newtown, or certain impoverished areas. No, those places, sometimes you can visit there for a funeral or something like that. If the place is dirty, you'll be affected. So the government should take it upon themselves to deal with it. How much does it cost you? Subsidize 2 cities, 3 cities storage payment. My senior, this should be, have a second look at. Let's all have a second look at this thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, Ralph. Thanks for calling and sharing through. We still have a bit of time. If you're minded to do so in the next few minutes, we can take a few more calls and then call it a conversation. Interesting proposals and all of that. I mean, to some extent, I did mention some of them are private, not that many. And if this were taken on and made free, how do they maintain? Obviously, government would have had to intervene. But the point is, again, if you look at the sums of money we spend on sometimes useless things, okay? And the fact that you have such a basic need that everyone has to deal with, then you realize that sometimes we are penny wise and pound foolish. I'll come to you shortly. Okay. We have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. I think the issue
about... What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Augustine. I'm calling from Malam.
All right, Augustine, go ahead.
And I think we need to have a very comprehensive approach to solving this waste management challenges, right? Now, if you look at the main problem, I think our main problem is the underlying factor is more a poverty kind of issue where people are a bit financially handicapped and find a more easier way to dispose of the waste. Now, I feel that we should have a model where we should have a two-way model where I should be able to dispose of my waste and convert some into cash. So let's say that we have these plastic waste management companies. I have plastic waste to dispose. I get to the waste disposal side. I should be able to sell off the plastic, make money, and offset the other waste I'm selling. I'm throwing out. So if I'm throwing away food stuff, which will be of no use to them, and I'm supposed to pay for that service, I sell the plastic to them, at least use that to cushion the other cost I will incur, throwing away the waste, right? So it becomes a win-win affair for all. Until we have a very conscious effort to try to empower the people, both financially, psychologically, and practically, to adopt very practical measures. You find out that, look, it's just an exercise in future because the whole underlying fact is poverty.
Right.
The financial implications that they are not able to meet. So they will find the easiest way to throw it away. That's it. So we need a very concise framework, very comprehensive, where we have a win-win situation for people to be very committed to this situation.
Right, and that also feeds into recycling. Augustine, thank you very much. We may have time for one more call, and that's it. If not, we'll have to wrap it up here. But some very cogent analysis he's making there.
Yeah, I think he's right. And then if you look at the amount of taxes we pay, I know you are very particular about your receipts. So when you get your receipts, when maybe you go to your mall or something, you shop or you buy food, you just check the number of levies. And almost all of them have sanitation. I think even fuel has sanitation levy. And
I should think so.
Yeah, and the amounts we collect each year.
The question is, the
Sanitation Ministry this year alone is being given a budget of 741 million Ghana cedis. Now, Ben, that 741 million cedis, about more than 500 million, I think 515 million Ghana cedis is going to headquarters and agencies. Guess what they are going to use to do? Majority of them will go into compensation of employees' salaries. And the amount that's supposed to be used for sanitation initiatives is around 200 million. That's less than half of the entire ministry's budget.
It points to the problem.
Absolutely.
We have Ransford on the line. Good morning, Ransford.
Hello, good morning.
Quick thoughts. We have just about 40 seconds for you. Let's go.
Oh, okay, sure. I've actually been having an issue with ECG and the PDS deal. We had some contracts with them, and then we performed the contract, and everything went smoothly. And that's about five years ago, I think. So whilst we've done all of these things, we were supposed to get paid, but we've not been paid, and it's been 5 years. See, they told you, the graduates, that, the government is not supposed to provide jobs for you. You have to do something for yourself. We've been able to raise this amount of money. We've done the contracts. We've done the job and everything. And still, ECG/PDS is still refusing to pay. You go and they tell you that, and we don't have money. And it's been 5 years. Like, it's over 200,000. You see the whole issue.
Right.
So we've gone there. We've had discussions with them, and they still say they don't have money to pay. Meanwhile, we've done that.
Thanks for averting our minds to that. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time, but thanks for bringing up that issue. It also reminds me of the African Games recently? And some volunteers saying that they had not been paid and they were sacked from Pentagon at the University of Ghana, the hostel.
I mean, some say volunteering gone wrong.
Volunteering gone wrong.
Gone wrong. I mean, you were fed, you were housed. I mean, but once you promise the person that I'll give you some...
But this was supposed to be volunteering, right? You're volunteering.
But if you promise me, then you must deliver.
You promise and so volunteer the money.
If you go and do Kim promise, you have to deliver now.
Okay. You have to, else they will show you Terminator.
Absolutely. They deliver.
Terminator. Isaac Kofi, thank you for joining the conversation. And we're heading into Joy News Desk now.